Alaikum salam.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I have a question regarding the khutbah. You mentioned, Sheikh, about Muslim getting tyrant in the month of Ramadan.
Yeah.
In different parts of the world. And you spoke about Quds and what is happening to the people there. So my question is, over there in Quds, their hands are tied. They're under occupation, so they cannot do too much. But in country like India, you mentioned India also, it's a high population, there is a lot of wealth there, so why they're not organizing themselves and protecting themselves against the, I don't know, the Hindus, or I don't know.
For help can either come from inside or help can come from outside. Okay? And when we look at different situations, some places where the Muslims are in a place where they are oppressed, no one outside is helping, and no one inside is helping. But there are some places you see that they are being oppressed. There's so much help coming from outside. But the people inside, they don't want to help themselves. The leadership becomes funny. You understand? And then there are other places where they are trying to help within, but no help is coming from outside. There are certain Muslim places that are like that. But when you're comparing specific places like that, why they don't, you have to understand it's not they, it's not the people. People cannot do anything. It is always the leaders. This is when we don't get proper Islamic education. Because when you get real Islamic education, first that you are going to be taught is about how Islam is all about leadership. The leaders. Now we learn Islam as if it is a democratic religion. Everyone is held equally responsible. It's not. You understand? So now you enter into the corruption, you enter into the dirtiness of politics that is working inside and outside, both with Muslim nations and non-Muslim nations. These certain places, not only the rich Muslim nations can bail them out tomorrow, but the rich and powerful Muslim nations can stop this kind of thing from happening just by talking to other leaders. But it doesn't seem to be working. So it's a funny business that is going on. So it's not as easy as, why don't you just get yourselves organized? No, it's always about leadership. And when the Prophet ﷺ passed, the most important thing for the whole ummah at that time was choosing who is going to succeed him as a leader. And if the leadership is good, it will become good. If the leadership is bad, no, then it's going to become very corrupt. They say in Turkish, the fish rots from the head. Yes? And Allah is going to choose the leaders, meaning let the leaders to come up, to happen according to what the people themselves they want. Shaykh Maulana said, the leaders are like the essence of a people. You understand? So we live in very dark times. We live in very confusing times. There's more than meets the eye. It's more than just, why don't you just organize themselves? Maybe it's more than just, why don't these leaders get together and talk? Maybe they've already signed agreements long time ago. You're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that all the time. Do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will let the believers in this world to, for example, starve? He has created our rizq, each and every one of us, thousands of years before He had created us. And the Prophet says, what is enough for one is enough for two. What is enough for two is enough for three. So the problem is not, don't be foolish. I'm not saying you are, but people is blaming Allah or this or that. No. We have been given everything. Mankind has been given rulership of this world, no? It is not given to cats or dogs or camels. Mankind, yes? And everything that is needed, everything that we need is here. And we're also given that free will. And we're given wisdom. We're given books. We're given directives. But we choose to listen to shaitan and our ego. Then that's it. It's finished. Listening to shaitan and the ego is not about how much you recite Quran or how much you go up and down senselessly. It is about transforming your heart. You make your heart to become clean, not to become corrupt. And that kind of education, that kind of training of cleaning the heart for the past 100 years, no one is interested in that. Don't think cleaning of the heart as some people telling me, oh yeah, I attended this Tazkiratul Nafs course and I know everything already. It's not like that, no? Please. So, yes, it can, all the world's problems, it can easily be solved. It is not Allah who made these problems for us. It's us who make it for ourselves. So, there's some deal somewhere. People are always making deals. In the worst of times, they become the richest. There are always deals. So, the innocent ones, they are going to suffer. But the innocent ones, the believers, even in their suffering, they trust in Allah. And their station is something that all of us are going to be envious of on the Day of Judgment. But we're asking Allah to bring down all the zalims. We're asking Allah to bring Mahdi alayhi salam and good people to help and to save this ummah, inshallah. And we're asking Allah to open the way for us to help each other. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum.